The executive director and co-founder of Stay for Life. Please welcome Angela Whitten to the show. Good morning, Angela.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for being here. Stay for Life is something that a lot of people in York County may have heard. They might have seen a flyer or a brochure around there. It centers around suicide and loss. If you could tease out, just in a general sense, of what Stay for Life is all about.
Yeah, sure. Thanks. So we are located here in Southern Maine. We are Maine-based and grassroots. We are a 501c3 certified nonprofit organization, so we're federally recognized and here in the state of Maine as well. And what we do is quite simply save lives. We're saving lives by getting people to talk about men's mental health and suicide prevention. Men's mental health has long been something that isn't really a comfy topic in our society, and we're looking to change that. And though one of the main focuses of our mission is men's mental health, the work that we do extends far beyond men. We just simply want to save lives, like I said. So we're out there working in communities in many, many ways, keeping people here with us. And
you mentioned men's health too. Men, it's tough because the bravado that we're all brought up with, that we have to be tough and we have to be strong. And then on the other side, sometimes it's like, well, why won't you open up? So you're kind of caught in between. And I think sometimes that's where, minds get confused, emotions get confused, and you can't ever see a way out. And you end up taking your own life. And you had mentioned that men do that at a greater rate than females do.
Yes, yeah. I didn't know a lot of this information until after Stay for Life was founded, which we can discuss in a minute. But yeah, the statistics that I've learned and all of the numbers, we lose men at a rate of 4-1 to suicide versus female, and every life deserves to stay. Everybody should stay. And the fact that those numbers are so heavy tells us that there's something that needs to change. Why is this happening the way that it is, and what can we do to make huge changes, big changes that need to happen in our world?
Angela Whitten, who is the executive director and co-founder of Stay for Life, is joining us on York County Connects this morning. And there's a reason why you are here. There's a reason why you started Stay for Life, and that's after losing your son.
Yes. Yep. I lost my son, Trent, to suicide in June of 22. He was 18 years old. We are locals. We're from Wells. We live in Wells, and he had just graduated Wells High School. He was about to start his job at the shipyard. He was all lined up with all kinds of good things down the road, and he had shared with me that he was struggling with his mental health. And what 18-year-old kid who just graduated high school and is about to start a career doesn't struggle with their mental health. So we talked about it, but he said, I don't want to pull it out and talk about it, really deep yet. And I said, okay, all right, I get that, I respect that.
So he was in touch with his emotions.
Oh yeah. I raised I have two boys, and I raised them mostly as a single mom for most of their lives. And we had a really, really open and healthy home. We talked about mental health. We talked about suicide. We talked about all the things that you're supposed to talk about as a family. So he knew, that he was struggling, but didn't want to talk too deep about it yet. I felt like we were just starting to get there. And I said, okay, all right, honey. Well, when you're ready, let's talk. And then he took his life on Father's Day in 2022. So it was completely unexpected. I did not know that was going to happen. Sometimes families can get some warning signs, and they can see that might be, something that they should be concerned about. I had none of that. I had none. So it was a big loss.
And fast forward to that year, anybody who's lost anyone throughout the course of a year, when the holidays come up, it hits extra hard, and you don't know how to navigate that. And as a mom, as a parent, the way that you chose to honor your son was extremely unique and has turned into something that's fairly magical. Can you expand on that?
Yeah, I absolutely can. So, later that year, Stay for Life was founded. So we weren't an official organization yet, but we knew we were going to be something, and we were going to be out there spreading resources and talking about men's mental health. So as you said, the holidays were coming, they were looming, and I myself have struggled with depression most of my life, depression and anxiety. So I knew that with the holidays coming, okay, I gotta do something, because I'm going to fall into a black hole, and how can I honor him, and how can I help support my family? And I thought, well, how about I put a Christmas tree, a holiday tree in his room. and that'll be his way of being present with us during the holidays. Well, but what about, his second mom, quote unquote, that lives down the street that wants to honor him too? Well, she might want to be involved in this tree, and so maybe I'll put it on the front yard. So maybe, what about his friend that lives across town? Yeah. So I should just put this on social media so people can visit the tree for memorializing Trent this year.
And it became a community tree.
It did. It really did. And that first year, that was the holiday season of 22. Word spread very organically. The Wells community was very aware of the loss of Trent. So word spread, and I started thinking, well, what about other people who have lost loved ones to suicide? And losing someone to suicide holds a special kind of grief. It holds its own kind of challenges. So I thought, well, what about them? Their grief deserves to be honored as well. And well, why can't they memorialize their person on this tree as well? So it really, day by day, it was shifting and growing and changing, not only in my mind, but public facing as well. That first year, our tree on our front yard almost toppled over with ornaments with people that were honoring, whether it be Trent or someone that they lost to suicide, or themselves who struggle with mental health during the holiday season, whether that's grief related or not. So it became a really, really big spectacle that first year, and it's grown leaps and bounds since then.
So tell me about Trent's tree this year. Where is it, and how many are there? Because I was going to, and I've said plural, Trent's trees, because all I know is they're all around Maine now.
Yes.
And tell me about growing that movement.
Yes. So where are we? 3 years out now. So this will be our third year. And we're still fine tuning. We're still fine tuning all of the locations, but we're looking to have about 20 trees this year. And this year they will be not only, knock on wood, as long as everything goes throughout New England this year. So from the very tippy top of Maine all the way down into some parts of New England. And we haven't announced the locations yet because we're still working on some final details, but colleges, universities, businesses, organizations, public places, all throughout Maine and New England.
If you've lost someone to suicide and this message hits you and you want to contribute in memory of that person to Trent's tree, the website that you want to stay close to, or probably social media as well, which is that? Or what is that?
Yep. So the website is stayforlife.org. And we are on Facebook and Instagram as well. Just type in the search engine, Stay for Life. And that's for spelled out. So STAYFORLIFE. And you can find us. So people are welcome to visit the tree, any of the trees. Some people even will visit multiple trees and take pictures at each of them, and then hashtag Trent's tree on their journey. So people are welcome to go and hang an ornament. You can bring an ornament of your own if you have a specialized ornament to memorialize somebody. You can hang that. Or at all of the locations, some ornaments are provided as well. Some can be personalized. Some are a little bit more universal. So people are welcome to hang an ornament, and it becomes a really healthy practice. All the trees, you won't be bothered when you visit the tree. You won't be interviewed. Nobody will be talking to you. It's a very private moment, intimate moment, and we respect that's a time for reflection. So a quiet time and a peaceful time. And we encourage people who just struggle during the holiday seasons just to visit. And it sounds corny, it sounds cliche, but to see the spectacle, to feel the love. Every ornament that's hung on these trees is hung in love, whether that's in memory of someone or in honor of themselves. So to just visit the tree and think, crap, I'm going through these days. These are really hard days, and how am I going to get through the holidays? Just visit the trees and just feel all the love and support that's out there in the community, and we're all supporting one another through these holidays.
If you're struggling, it might be, you never know when someone else's word is going to save your life or you're going to save someone else's life. I think just being in that environment, giving it that one last shot of, if I'm in this environment around this tree, someone might see me in my state of mind and be able to help me out of the moment that I'm in.
Absolutely. One of the other really cool stories that I've heard more than once, multiple times, is families will bring their children to visit the tree, and it sparks that conversation about mental health and suicide prevention. So, we've received thank you notes from people with, thank you so much for not only, everything else that we do in the organization, but for having the tree and for providing that vehicle to have that open and honest conversation about this with young adults and children, because we all need to be talking about it. So it's just another aspect of the project that we never anticipated, which has become a really big movement.
Angela Whitten, thank you so much for spending your time with us from Stay for Life. Again, social media, stayforlife.com as well. She's the executive director and founder of Stay for Life. We're back to the music faster after these. This is Your County's Morning Show.